to say that Mandy Kellogg Rye has been kind of on my bucket list since we started because I followed her for a long time.
I love gift shops like this. They're so fun to go in and look, and I want everything. It makes me want to throw everything out in my house and start over.
I'm gonna have to really try and refrain myself from shopping.
I think we can get a discount. I'm Sarah Stone-Smith.
And I'm Courtney Goolsby.
In this series, we highlight the latest movers, shakers, and tastemakers in the South.
Join us as we say it Southern with Mandy Kellogg Rye of Waiting on Martha.
Here we are. Live inspired. Mandy, I've got to tell you, this is one of my bucket list interviews, women in business, places to visit. We're so excited to be here with you today.
I'm honored. I hope I don't let you down. That's a lot to live up to, but I'm excited to welcome you to Atlanta and to the store and talk about all the things.
Before we get started, we got to know, who is Martha and what are we waiting on?
Martha is, of course, the great Martha Stewart.
Yes,
But how
of course.
Waiting on Martha came to be is I was in Chicago drinking copious amounts of wine and watching a movie called Waiting for Guffman, which automatically ages myself. It's when kind of blogs started, and I was like, you know what? I want to start something creative. And this kind of entrepreneurial spark started in me, and I was like, I can blog, I can do that. I love food, I love all that stuff. And so I started the blog with like literally no thought. Now we're 11 years later, and you know, the name is kind of stuck.
Well, it's so much more than a blog now. So if somebody says, what does Mandy do? How do you answer that?
That's a
Good
great
question.
I would say I'm a female entrepreneur, but mainly I own retail stores, and then I do consulting for small businesses across the nation. You know, when it was a blog, we were moving to Atlanta at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna start a store, and it's gonna be e-com, and we're gonna ship out of my garage. My husband was thrilled, like not at all, you know? And so I started very small and learned a lot of lessons about shipping and retail. So then I was like, but do I really want a physical store? And it took me 3 years to finally say yes.
Oh, love this.
Beautiful.
Yes, this is one of my favorite finds, female designer, all handmade pieces in Peru.
Beautiful. Each piece looks so unique.
Every piece is so different, it's hard to choose. That's the whole problem when everyone's coming in here.
Yeah. How do you choose? Like, really?
Well, I'm a born shopper, so it's
know,
just a
it's
natural
taking,
gift, but it does get difficult. It truly does. It's one of the things, though, after 10 years, I kind of feel like I've gotten pretty good at buying and understanding my customer, but I'm a born shopper and I love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
We've seen this surgence of female business owners and female entrepreneurs. Did you see yourself that way always?
I think the unfortunate thing about when we grew up is, you know, I had the best time in the world at college. It was the best social time of my life, for sure. I would never take it back.
Same.
But no one was like, what do you love and how can you make money from it? Like, right? There wasn't like, what was an entrepreneur? I didn't know. I mean, what was a business owner? It just wasn't talked about. And now everyone growing up can see that. Like, they can see people literally creating brands overnight. And I think that's super, super exciting. So did I think that I would be an entrepreneur? No. But did I think that I could do whatever I wanted as long as I worked for it? Yes.
Who inspired you with that?
I mean, my parents told me from day one that I could be president if I worked hard. So they're just the hardest working people I've known ever, and they always supported me no matter what. My dad actually built this in his garage.
What?
And then this is custom Farrow and Ball Chappelle green from London. It's always been my favorite color, but they retired their colors, and so I was like, can you make this for me? And they said yes.
So talk about your master classes. Who's taking these classes?
So anyone who has a product or a service can take the class. We obviously focus a lot in retail or wholesale industry because that's where my expertise is. But before I was Martha, this is what I did for hospitals and health systems. So I worked with them on their digital strategy and email and app creation education. So I've always come from this beautiful digital world we live in at a very like business level. And that's how I was able to grow WOM so fast.
So what do you hope is the biggest takeaway from people that are in your masterclass?
Well, I think a lot of stumbling blocks that entrepreneurs, and especially small female entrepreneurs, take is they want to wait until everything's perfect or an expert. It's never going to be perfect. We're never going to be experts, and let me tell you, when it becomes perfect, it's changed, right?
Yeah.
Like like we're on to the next thing. And so hopefully by the end of it, they're like, I'm going to do it. I don't care if it's perfect. I don't care if I didn't think I could, because I can.
So Mandy, one of the things that we know you're super passionate about is styling a table. And why is that?
That's a great question, and I don't necessarily know if I have an answer other than I love to eat and have wine, and I love the moments that happen around the table.
Do you do it in theme, or how do you start it and develop it?
You know, that's interesting. I would say there are no rules. I think I definitely don't take a less is more approach. I'm kind of a more is more girl in general.
I gathered.
But yeah, I mean, I think it kind of goes with the seasons. I mean, that's how my themes usually are, what I'm serving, who's around, who's gonna break things, that sort of thing. Right, that sort of a thing.
What's your favorite thing about the South?
Hospitality, literally celebrating every day. I really believe life is lived in the moments. Like, why have that wonderful bottle of wine if you're not gonna drink it? Like, I don't believe in saving things for an occasion. I believe that we're lucky every day we wake up and that life is beautiful, and I'm gonna celebrate that every opportunity I have with whoever's around me.
So your hashtag actually for the store is Live Inspired.
Yes, live inspired, yeah.
Well, you're able to curate such amazing things. I mean, all the lines that you carry, we obsess over. Is there any particular point that you just think, man, I gotta pinch myself, because it's been a lot of hard work?
I definitely can recall moments like driving here on the day we opened. And I mean, I just started crying because I have such a supportive family, but at the end of the day, I'm the first person in my entire life to go to college. I'm, the first person to chase a dream like this. So yes, there's definitely pinch me moments, but I mean, every day I get to live this is truly, a pinch me moment in a lot of ways. These are marshmallows with edible real gold champagne, and these ones have Fireball, and the Fireball ones
Like
are
Fireball.
really good.
Like
Fireball.
We'll try it out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mandy, we have loved being here with you today. And if people don't get a chance to come to your beautiful store, how can they shop?
They can obviously shop us online. I promise it's not my husband and I shipping from the garage anymore, but that's at waitingonmarthahome.com, and obviously follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get inspired and see what we're loving.
Well, there's a few things that I want to buy. If I could just get a few of these while I'm here.
That is a bestseller and made of Pyrex, so hard to break.
Love that. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
On the next Say It Southern, we join Yogi Dada at her home studio.
She's an artist who hand paints one-of-a-kind earrings, and each pair can take up to 48 hours to complete.
Everywhere I went, subway stations, grocery stores, restaurants. Where did you get those earrings? Do you have a card? Everywhere I went, and I was just like, no, I don't have a card, and I had no intention of doing this as a business.